Ladies and gentlemen, a woman who truly knows her value is a woman who attracts attention without effort, not because she seeks it, but because it naturally gravitates toward her presence. This is not about playing games, manipulating emotions, or performing for approval, but about standing firmly in your identity and understanding at your core that you are worthy of being pursued, respected, and valued. The moment you begin to see yourself as valuable, the world responds by reflecting that truth back to you, because self-perception shapes external reality. Men are naturally drawn to women who are secure in who they are, women who do not constantly seek validation because they are already comfortable in their own skin. Confidence is not arrogance or loudness. It is the quiet, unshakable assurance that you are enough exactly as you are. When you walk into a room with your head held high and your shoulders back, you do not need to announce yourself or prove anything, because your energy speaks before your words ever do. That is the power you carry when you know your worth. The man who chooses to pursue you is the man who recognizes your strength, your individuality, and the beauty that comes from being unapologetically yourself. At the same time, it is important not to make yourself overly available or reveal everything at once. There is strength in restraint and elegance in mystery. In a fast-paced world where everything is instantly accessible, mystery creates intrigue. When you allow people to discover you gradually, you give them something to be curious about, something to anticipate. Curiosity deepens interest, and interest fuels pursuit. This does not mean being cold or distant. It means understanding that your presence, your time, and your energy are valuable and should be shared intentionally. Alongside mystery, genuine interest is equally powerful. Take the time to truly get to know him, to understand who he is, what he values, and what drives him. Men, like anyone else, want to feel appreciated and seen. When a man knows that his efforts are recognized and his qualities are valued, it motivates him to invest more, to show up more fully, and to give more of himself. A woman who acknowledges a man's worth becomes someone he does not want to lose. Above all else, set your standards and enforce your boundaries without apology. Never settle for less than you deserve. When you stand firm in your values and beliefs, the right man will see your worth and respect it, not because you played hard to get, but because he understands the depth, strength, and integrity of who you are. You never need to chase anyone when you know who you are and what you stand for. The right man will naturally step forward, drawn by the clarity of your self-respect and the confidence with which you live your life. He will pursue you because he recognizes the treasure you are, not because you demanded it, but because your presence made it undeniable. Walk in your power, stand tall in your worth, and allow the pursuit to come to you. Understanding your value is the foundation not only of healthy relationships, but of success in every area of life. When you truly understand your worth, you stop seeking external validation because you already know what you bring to the table. This awareness empowers you to make choices based on what aligns with your best interests rather than the approval of others. That kind of self-awareness is magnetic. It attracts respect, admiration, and the right people into your life. Your value is not defined by your appearance, your career, or your social status. It comes from within. It is rooted in the understanding that you are unique, irreplaceable, and worthy of love, respect, and success simply because you exist. When you internalize this truth, you stop accepting relationships and situations that do not honor your worth. You begin to expect more, not out of entitlement or arrogance, but from a deep recognition of the gift that you are. This understanding reshapes your mindset, shifting your focus away from trying to fit into someone else's definition of success and toward creating your own. You become intentional about the people you surround yourself with, choosing those who uplift and support you rather than those who drain your energy or diminish your light. As your understanding of your value deepens, you cultivate an inner peace and confidence that external circumstances cannot easily disrupt. When you know your worth, you no longer chase fleeting validation or temporary satisfaction. You set boundaries and standards that protect your time, your heart, and your energy. You become selective, not closed off, but discerning, because you understand that not everyone deserves access to the best parts of you. True value is not something that needs to be proven or defended. It is something that is known and embodied. When you embrace this truth, the world responds accordingly. Doors begin to open, opportunities align, and relationships transform, not by force, but because. See, you are finally living in alignment with your worth. Confidence, at its core, is the key to unlocking opportunities and creating meaningful impact in every area of your life. It is the steady belief that you are capable, deserving, and worthy of achieving your goals, regardless of the obstacles you encounter. When you embody confidence, you carry an energy that commands respect and attracts people who align with your vision and values. This confidence does not depend on circumstances or opinions. It is anchored in the belief that you have something unique and valuable to offer. It begins with self-belief, with the understanding that you are enough without needing to prove yourself to anyone. That belief shapes how others perceive you and how you move through the world. When you trust your own value, you no longer rely on external validation, which frees you to take risks, pursue your dreams, and face challenges with resilience and grace. Confidence is not about perfection or certainty at all times. It is about embracing both your strengths and your imperfections with honesty and self-compassion. Real confidence is rooted in self-acceptance, in acknowledging your flaws while still choosing to move forward with conviction. It is not about being flawless, but about being authentic, owning your journey with all its twists and growth. When you project true confidence, you become magnetic. People are drawn to your presence, your stability, and your ability to navigate adversity without losing yourself. You inspire trust and respect because you are grounded in who you are. This kind of confidence cannot be faked. It is cultivated from within, and it has the power to open doors, move obstacles, and attract the right people into your life. When you genuinely believe in yourself, you unlock a level of power that makes growth and fulfillment possible. There is also a quiet strength found in mystery and independence, a subtle allure that naturally draws people in. Mystery is not about being secretive or emotionally unavailable. It is about allowing yourself to be discovered over time, revealing your layers gradually rather than all at once. When you keep certain parts of yourself private, you create space for curiosity to grow. People are naturally intrigued by what they cannot immediately access, and this sense of intrigue makes you memorable and compelling. It is not about hiding your true self, but about honoring the process of connection and allowing depth to unfold organically. Independence, meanwhile, is about standing firmly in who you are without relying on anyone else to define your happiness or self-worth. Independent people cultivate their own passions, goals, and sense of fulfillment. This self-sufficiency is powerful because it shows that you are whole on your own. When you pursue your interests and live in alignment with your purpose, you demonstrate that your life is rich and meaningful, regardless of who enters it. This independence commands respect and admiration because it reflects inner strength. By embracing both mystery and independence, you set a clear standard for how you expect to be treated. You become selective with your time and energy, unavailable to those who do not value or respect you. This creates an allure that encourages others to invest more because they recognize that your attention and affection are earned, freely given. You are in control of your life, and that self-assurance allows you to connect with others from a place of choice rather than need. Ultimately, this balance of intrigue and self-reliance makes you someone worth pursuing and cherishing. Showing genuine interest and appreciation is another powerful way to form meaningful connections. When you truly listen, engage, and show curiosity about another person's experiences, you make them feel seen and valued. People are drawn to those who offer presence and understanding, who take the time to listen without distraction or judgment. Expressing appreciation, whether through words or actions, reinforces that sense of value. Acknowledging someone's efforts, qualities, and contributions builds trust and deepens emotional bonds. Appreciation does not require grand gestures. It is found in authenticity, in thoughtful words, kind actions, and attentive listening. When you appreciate someone, you honor their humanity, not just what they do for you. This creates a foundation of mutual respect and warmth that strengthens relationships of all kinds. In both romantic and platonic connections, genuine interest and appreciation foster loyalty, openness, and emotional investment. They create an environment where both people feel safe, respected, and valued, encouraging deeper commitment and connection. Setting boundaries and maintaining standards is essential to protecting your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Boundaries are expressions of self-respect. They define what you will accept and what you will not. When you establish and communicate clear boundaries, you signal that your time and energy matter. Boundaries serve your peace and allow you to focus on what truly aligns with your values. They begin with self-awareness, with understanding what supports you and what depletes you. Once you know your limits, you can communicate them clearly and confidently. This is not about shutting people out, but about creating healthy space where you can thrive. When you uphold your boundaries consistently, you teach others how to treat you. Standards, on the other hand, reflect the principles and expectations that guide your life. They represent what you will and will not compromise on. When you hold high standards, you do not accept behavior that disrespects or diminishes you. You protect your heart and your integrity by choosing relationships that align with your values. Setting boundaries and standards is not about rigidity. It is about honoring yourself and protecting your peace. By doing so, you create a life where you are empowered, grounded, and surrounded by people who treat you with the same respect and care that you offer. In the end, remember that your worth is not determined by anyone else's opinion. It is rooted in who you are, what you stand for, and the choices you make to honor yourself. When you understand your value, embrace confidence, maintain mystery and independence, show genuine interest and appreciation, and set clear boundaries and standards, you create a life where you are not merely existing, but truly thriving. You attract people who align with your energy, your vision, and your values. You command respect not by demanding it, but by living in a way that naturally inspires it. Never forget that you are not here to chase anyone. You are here to walk your path with purpose, to know your worth, and to allow the right people to recognize it and pursue you, not because you played games, but because you are genuinely worth pursuing. Stand firmly in your power, embrace your uniqueness, and always remember that the most important relationship you will ever have is the one you have with yourself, because when you nurture that relationship, the world reflects back your strength, dignity, and unshakable confidence.